Each will control 5 minutes. The chair recognizes the gentleman from California.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. When the Wilderness Act was adopted in 1964, it designated about 9 million acres. That's a little larger than the state of Maryland. Over the years, that has ballooned to 111 million acres, a land area the size of California. This bill adds 1.5 million acres more. That's the size of Delaware and half of Rhode Island combined. The restrictions in wilderness areas are severe. You can't bring a bicycle on these lands. You can't drive to a campsite. The Wilderness Act provides for wilderness designation only for those lands that are, and listen to this carefully, an area where the earth and community of life are untrammeled by man, where man himself is a visitor who does not remain, and, quote, an area of undeveloped federal land retaining its primeval character and influence without permanent improvements or human habitation, which is protected and managed so as to preserve its natural conditions. Well, much of the land in this bill doesn't begin to meet this criteria. The Department of Interior and the local communities directly affected by this bill are warning us that this new federal land grab includes acreage on which there are buildings and roads, grazing and off-road vehicle trails, bicycle trails, communication towers, small businesses, mines, oil wells. Moreover, motorized and mechanized firefighting and fire suppression equipment is currently allowed on these lands, but would be severely restricted if the land is designated as wilderness. All you can use in a wilderness area without special permission is a hand saw, a shovel, and an axe to fight a fire. To include such acreage under the Wilderness Act makes a mockery of its original intent and poses a direct threat to the tourism, livelihoods, jobs, safety, and quality of life of the communities adjacent to them. Abraham Lincoln once told of the farmer who said, "I ain't greedy for land. All I want's what's next to mine." That appears to be the new motto of the Democrats, and it's having a devastating impact on our mountain and rural communities. The amendment I offer simply provides that the relevant department secretary, either Agriculture or Interior, can exempt those lands contained in this bill that do not meet the legal requirements of the Wilderness Act or the Wild and Scenic Rivers Act, restoring the original intent of these laws. I reserve the balance of my time.
The gentleman reserves